Welcome back everyone. In this video, I will explain you the MERN stack localization method. Okay, for example, you would like to store the data in different languages. Like this is a news website. In news websites, like the audiences from different regions, and you want to target multiple languages like Urdu, Pashto, English, Arabic, Hindi, and other languages. So, like here, you have Pashto, Urdu, and English languages. So to create a website where you have multiple languages and you want to store data in multiple languages, so for that we have three methods. Okay, I will explain you all these three methods, but before that, in previous video React localization, I showed you how to handle the localization in React.js. If you have just static data, for the static data, just watch this video. Okay, React localization with I18 next. But in this video we will use dynamic data, okay, to store that in the database and fetch that back from the database. Like here you see that I will just show you this example later. Let's first of all explain you the methods. Okay, these are three different methods that we can use. The first one is manually. It means whenever you want to handle this scenario to have different languages, the first method is manual. Manual mean that you write all the data, the translation of all languages. Like come here, this is the manual. You write the English title, the Pashto, and the Urdu. In all languages, you write and store in the database. This is the manual method. And the machine translation is to use translation API. For example, the Google translation API. You use that and automatically translate the data. And the third method is hybrid. The hybrid means to use both manual and machine translation. It means per article, if the article is crucial, so for that you are using manual method. If the article is not crucial, you are using the machine translation for that. Okay, these were three methods. And I will show you this example. Okay, if I change the language, so it will change the language also. For example, I have again English title to content to, we'll just write in Pashto, like Pashto to Urdu, Urdu to, like this. Okay, let's submit the article. So after submitting the article, let's refresh it. Look at, we have both these titles in English language. So let's change the language because the default language is English. Look at, we have the Pashto data, Urdu, we have the Urdu data. So this method, how to store data in the database in multiple languages, how to display that back, I will explain it to you in this video. So let's start the video. So this is our React app, and we have, oh yeah, I have already created the React and server app. So let's start from the front end. So first of all, I will create the front end design. Just come here. So here we don't have anything. So let's now create first of all a drop down list. Just come here, and here I will create a drop down list. So this is a drop down list. Okay, was already created. Let's just remove this. This is just the HTML code. Okay, don't worry for this. Here was select and English, Pashto, and Urdu. Our React app is running. Okay, npm run div can run your React app. So let's check it now. So we have just this drop down. So after creating the drop down, we will have a forum. So for that forum, let's create a separate component. Just come here, and here I will create a component, for example, forum.jsx. So here let's create the forum. We'll create that. So I have designed, okay, the forum. Here we have a forum, and we have for the English title and the text area for the content, Pashto and Pashto text area, Urdu input field, a title and text area for the content description, and a submit function. So let's now import it inside the app.jsx. Here I will import that. Margin tab would be like E. Let's export that forum. Save that in. Okay, so it looks like this is our form. So after creating the form, now whenever we write something in these input fields, so let's store that somewhere. Okay, so for that, let's create a state variable first of all, forum data comma set forum data. This is an object with us. Let's now create a function also, const handle change, and we will just extract the name and value from a.target, and let's now update our set form data name value. So what does this mean? Okay, so whenever let's first of all call this handle change, where we can call handle change function. We will call that in input field on change, call that function, and same to this we will call this function on all these input fields. Okay, text area and Pashto one, Urdu. Whenever we write, for example, we are writing in this English input field, so we will call this function, and here we will get first of all the name of this. Okay, name is English, title en, and the value is whatever we are writing in the input field. After that we will update. Okay, we will update this forum data. What does this mean? This is spread operator, these three dots, and it means that our previous data, keep our previous data the same, just update the new title en, just update this and assign the new value to that. Okay, that's how it working. Now whenever we press the submit function, let's call a function. We'll call handle submit function. Let's create that function. Dot prevent default. Okay, to prevent the default submission. Now where we can pass this data, so I will create a function in app.jsx. Through app.jsx I will pass data to the server side. Okay, I will just pass data. Okay, here let's pass here, I will just pass the data to the server side. Okay, to store data inside the database. So let's pass the data try. We will use try catch block asynchronous. So let's pass data to this database. Pass that. Let's use await. We will use Axios library. So let's first of all import Axios. I have already installed the Axios. Axios.post. Here we will write the URL of our database. So right now we don't have the database URL, the server side URL, comma, then we will pass our data, which is forum data. After that we will just console our response. If there was any error, console that. That's it. Okay, how we can pass our data to the server side. Let's configure our server side and we will pass data to that. Come here to the server side app. First of all, we will create connection with our MongoDB database. So come here to the db.js. This is the connection with MongoDB database. Okay, simply use Mongos. After installing Mongos into your server side app, use mongos.connect. Okay, to the server side. Okay, this is database name, and this is the connection to create connection with our MongoDB database. I have installed the MongoDB locally. Okay, the community server of MongoDB. So now we will call this db. Okay, this create data connect to database function inside index.js. Okay, here I have imported that, then I have called that. Okay, to create connection with the database. After creating connection with database, now we need to create a model for our data. Okay, so let's create a model. The model is post.js. In this post we will just post create a model. So it means that the properties which are we want to store data inside that, like we have English title and content, Pashto and Urdu content, we will all create all these six fields. So this is our model. Okay, we imported Mongos. Then we have these six fields: title English, content English, type is string, title PS, Pashto, content PS, title Urdu, content Urdu, and created and updated. Literally we created the model and we exported that. Now let's import it inside the index. We have imported that. So after importing that, now let's use the URL of our server side. Okay, this is the boilerplate code that you need to write in every application. This, okay. So just come here to the DB, to the forum. In forum here we will use the URL, which is http colon double slash localhost comma our port number. Port number is 5000. Okay, this is port number. This is port number. Comma, we will use the route. The route would be add. It means add a post. We will use this route. Now let's create this route. Okay, come here to the index.js. I will create that route. App.post, the method is post slash add. Add is route, and this is asynchronous function, callback function, here request and response. Let's try catch block. First of all, we need to distract our values from body. Okay, the data that we pass, that is inside requested body. Let's distract that. Const title English, content English, or title PS, content PS, Urdu. This is equal to with request.body. It means that we will distract data whenever we pass data through this forum, through this method. So we will distract that here. Okay, request, first of all, just distract const these all 6 fields is equal to request.body. Let's just add here the catch block also. So now here we would like to store that data inside the database. So to store data inside the database, simply let's write new post equal to new post method. Here we will pass all these fields. And now just come here, await new post, that's save. So it will save the record inside the database. Now let's return a response. Status 200, a JSON success true. It means we successfully stored the data inside the database. Let's now simply here return if there was any error. Status 500, like error, but if you want to return, just return that. So whenever we press the submit button, we will call that route and we will just console. Let's try it. Okay, so let's try. We are storing right now. We don't have any data inside our database. Okay, this is database in post. Even I will just delete this database. Okay, this collection. Okay, I have. Let's refresh it. Refresh that. We don't have localized database right now. So let's now try that. Just come here. Let's create a new one. English title. English content. Something like this. Okay, Urdu. Something like this. Okay, so let's press and let's move to the console, because we would like to display the response on the console. So let's press the submit article. So look at where it retrieve this data. Let's expand it, and data success true. It means we successfully insert the data. Let's refresh it. We don't have the localize. Let's refresh it now. So look at, we have localized, we have posts, and we just insert it. That means there is no record that we have inserted. So let's check it why. Forum data, we have passed the forum data. That is a name value forum data. Let's just come here. We will check that. Title in, title content in. Yeah, there is no problem. Names type. We don't have data inside the database. Yes, type or I think, yeah, the problem would be like we should not rub this inside this curly braces. Yeah, that I'm sure that will be the problem. But let's try it once again. Let's press the submit article. And yeah, that is okay. Let's now refresh it. Let's refresh it again. This. So right now we inserted the records. Okay, we should not rub that inside because it was already object. So after storing the data, now let's fetch the data. Okay, how to display it on different languages, how to display for different languages. Come here to the app.jsx, and in the app.jsx, we want to first of all fetch the records from database. So for that, let's create a instance variable, state variable, article. We will name it article. State article. This is null by default with us, and we will use a use effect hook to fetch records from the database. Here we will use const fetch articles function, and this is asynchronous function. Here we will get by catch block. Here const response is equal to await keyword, and we will use access. Import that dot get. The URL is http colon double slash localhost, the port number 5000 slash get. We will use get route, and here whenever we get response, so we will store that inside this article. So let's use set articles, and we will use response.data.articles. But if there was any error, fetch that. Okay, here tag. Let's call that function. That's it. Okay, in this use effect, we just fetch records from the database. Let's create first of all this route, get route. Come here to the index.js. Let's create that route. Dash get. Simply, let's use the try catch block. I will remove all this code. Okay, don't worry. All this code. Okay, I will just use the try catch block and return the response. And here, let's pitch the records. Const articles is equal to with await. We will use post.find. So it will fetch all the records to us and store inside the articles. Now let's return the article. Paste that here. So it will return the articles. There was an error, so it will return the error. Whenever we return that, we will store that inside this article. So after storing that inside the articles, we will display that now. So first of all, let's write here if not article, it means that the article was null. So simply return loading. If that was not null, so then display the data. Just come here, and here we will display the data. Article was not null, so then display. Here display the data. So how we can display the data? For that, simply let's write first of all title, and here we will display the data, and that is article, and here we will specify title, and here we will specify language. So where we can get this language variable, so let's we will also do the same thing. Let's wrap this through div p tag, through tag. We will display here the content also. So now let's handle this language. Let's create this language variable language. By default language is English. Now let's change the language. So whenever we change the value here in this select, so we will change the language also. So let's call unchange and we will call set language method call either target dot value. So it will change the language for us. That's it. Okay, this is the simple method that we displayed the data. Let's now fetch the record. So it means that is null. We faced with an error. So let's check where is the error. Article, yeah, that is okay. Whenever we pitch records, http localhost 5000/git, that okay. Set article response data dot articles. Let's copy this. The name is okay or not /git. Yeah, the name is also okay. Let's check. Let's check to .json. Let's here return just print the data. Yeah, there is problem is that here we should use array dependent comma array dependent. That let's refresh it now. Okay, console.log response. So it means there is an error. It says after JSX connected refused. I think the server side error. Let's check that. No server side error. cs.git. How? Yes, we start git. Let's wait for that network error. 5000. This is not 500. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that is okay now. So we displayed the by default the first okay English title and English. The first record was empty. In the second record we just had English title. But why we didn't display the content for the English language? We had the content. Yes, we have content. Yeah, underscore. We should write here underscore. So that's it, English content. So now let's display the Pashto. Look at directly displayed to Pashto. Move to Urdu. So we directly display that in the Urdu. So let's write another new post. This I will write the Pashto also. So we have the new English, Pashto, and Urdu. Let's submit the article. So after submission, let's refresh it. So look at we have the new posts. Let's change that to Pashto. So we have Pashto N1, Pashto description, and Urdu, Naya Urdu post, and Urdu. That is how we can achieve this goal, okay, localization in MERN stack. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, like the video, and comment down. Thanks for watching. So also watch this previous video, okay, for React, for static content. For example, this is static content, okay, add news article. You can change this also whenever you change the language. So this is static content. You can handle that through this video.